My name is Laura Morgan. I'm 41, and I never thought my own father would humiliate me at my cousin's wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, glass in hand, smile wide, I'd like to toast my beautiful niece Sarah and her new husband, Lieutenant Commander James Mitchell, a real Navy man. The room went quiet. Guests leaned in. Then his eyes found me. And some of you might wonder about my daughter, Laura. My stomach dropped. She likes to say she's in the Navy. Laughter rippled. But really, some desk job. Filing papers, nothing like James. Real military service. My cheeks burned. My aunt chimed in loud enough for everyone to hear. Didn't she drop out of the Naval Academy? Dad nodded solemnly. Couldn't handle the pressure. Chuckles. Glasses raised. Toast complete. And me. I sat frozen, watching my own father dismiss 2 decades of service in front of 200 people. Afterwards, James the groom approached me quietly. "Ma'am, could we talk?" I frowned. "Ma'am," he leaned in. "You're Commander Laura Morgan, co of USS Hartford, aren't you?" My heart skipped. "How do you know that?" He smiled faintly. "I'm Jim Mitchell, engineering officer, USS New Hampshire. We've been in joint ops for months. I've sat in your briefings. My cousin's new husband was one of my officers." He looked at me, baffled. "Ma'am, does your family not know what you do?" "Apparently not." He stared, jaw tight. "With respect, ma'am, I can't let this stand." And before I could stop him, he marched straight to my father. I watched in horror as the head table turned silent. My father's smile faltered. Then James's voice carried, "Sir, with all due respect, your daughter isn't a clerk. She's Commander Morgan, CO of a nuclear submarine, one of the finest officers I've ever served under." The room gasped. Glasses paused midair. Heads turned. Crew of 135 sailors. 22 years of service. Bronze stars, classified operations. And you just called her army trash. Silence, heavy, unforgiving. All eyes landed on my father. He looked at Mirielli, looked for the first time in years. His voice cracked. "Laura, why didn't you tell us?" I met his gaze, calm, steady. "Because you never asked. You decided who I was 20 years ago. And you never cared to be proven wrong," the crowd whispered. My aunt's face drained. My cousin stared at me in shock. And then, something I never thought I'd hear, "I'm proud of you." My father whispered. "I always should have been." I shook my head. "No, Dad, you chose not to be. But that's not my burden anymore." That night, something shifted. For the first time, my family saw me clearly not as the daughter who failed their expectations, but as the officer I had always been. And here's the lesson: sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't shouting or proving or begging to be believed. It's doing the work, wearing the uniform, carrying the weight. Until one day the truth speaks louder than all their doubts. I am Commander Laura Morgan. I command a nuclear submarine, and I don't need anyone's permission to be proud of that.